Hello class, we are going to review the Unit 2 Open Response Question Practice 1. So in this part, Max has drawn or is drawing a path from the football field to the soccer field. He has drawn a coordinate plane on his map, and the football field is at the point 4,2 and the soccer field is at the point 1, -4. Write the equation in line and slope-intercept form for a line that connects the football field to the soccer field. Then make a table to represent your equation. First thing you need to do is we're going to write a slope-intercept form. So if you don't remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. If you don't have this anywhere in your notes, please make sure you're writing it on the practice paper. Okay, our next step to begin this is that we need to find our slope. Okay, in order to find the slope, we're going to use the slope formula, which is equal to m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is calculating the change in y over the change in x. We're going to use these 2 points that was given to us, and we're going to substitute those into the formula. So in doing that, I get that -4 minus 2 on the top, and then 1 minus 4 on the bottom, my change in y over my change in x. Simplifying this, -4 minus 2 gives me -6 on the top. 1 minus 4 on the bottom gives me -3, which simplifies to 2 over 1, or we just write as 2. Okay, after we have our slope, we're going to use the point slope form. We're going to use one of the points given to us and plug in that and simplify to get our y equals mx plus b. So I just used the point 4,2 at the top. Substituting that, I get y minus 2 equals 2 times x minus 4. Our next step here is to distribute the 2 to the x and the 2 to the -4. After I do that, I wind up with y minus 2 equals 2x minus 8. The next step in simplifying is that I'm going to add 2 to both sides, and in doing that, I wind up in y equals 2x minus 6. That would be my final answer. Okay. And the next step, they ask us to make a table to represent your equation. So our table is here on the right. We know that in the middle of the table, we want to put our y-intercept. Remember, our y-intercept is when x equals 0, or we can find it from our equation. That is the b value. In this case, the b value here is -6, so I'm going to put that in the middle of the table. I know now my slope is 2 over 1. Remember, this change in y goes on top, so my change in y here is +2. So I'm going to fill in the bottom half of my table. So -6 plus 2 gives me -4. -4 plus 2 gives me -2. And then I'm going to fill out the remaining top part of the table by working backwards. Now I'm going to do the x values. Okay, x is increasing by 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, and then I'm going to fill in the rest of the table values. So this is the answer to A. You have your equation in slope-intercept form and your table. Part B of Open Response Practice number 1 says Annie is given the equation of a line to get from Starbucks to the Golden Tee driving range. That equation is 9x plus 6y equals -12. Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form, then graph the line. So we are asking you to do 2 things here. The first thing is I want you to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. First thing we must do is we must rewrite the given equation in slope-intercept form. Again, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, the given equation was 9x plus 6y equals -12. First thing I need to do to write this in slope-intercept form is to subtract 9x from both sides. After I subtract 9x from both sides, I wind up with 6y equals -9x minus 12. And now I need to divide all 3 terms by 6 to get the y by itself. So I'm going to divide 6 by 6, the -9 by 6, and the -12 by 6. So after I simplify that, I wind up with y equals -9 over 6x minus 2. And I can reduce the 9/6 by dividing both the top and the bottom by 3, and I wind up with y equals -3x minus 2. That is my equation of the line in slope-intercept form. The second thing I've asked you to do is to graph the line. So in order to graph a line, I need to know the y-intercept and the slope. In this example, my y-intercept is -2, and my slope is -3 over 2. So to start the graph, we start at our y-intercept, which is -2, and I'm going to go down 3 and to the right 2, because I have a negative over positive, and then I'm going to go in the opposite direction to extend my points so I can get a good line. So I'm going to go up 3 and then to the left 2, up 3 again and to the left, so I have some good points, and then I'm just going to draw my line. So now I have written the equation line in slope-intercept form, and I have graphed the line. C asks us whose line has a negative slope and whose line has a negative y-intercept. So if you remember from part A, Max's line was y equals 2x minus 6, and from part B, Annie's line was y equals -3/2 x minus 2. Looking at that, negative slope would be Annie, and whose line has a negative y-intercept? Well, they both do. Max has a -6, and Annie has a -2. So the answer to C would be Annie, and then the second question is Max and Annie. I hope this helps you prepare for the open response. If you have any questions, please ask one of your teachers. Have a good night.